to the Babbling Bards podcast.
A podcast made by XENITES.
For XENITES.
That's right. And you are?
I'm Trista.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm Liliana.
Nice to meet you, dude.
You too.
Sweet.
Hey.
So,
Yes.
in today's episode,
We bring you Callisto.
this episode, I like it. I give it 4.5 chakrams. It introduced two people that I absolutely cannot stand. There are 4 people in the Xenaverse that I cannot stand.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you want to break down who they are? Because you know the first one's Najara.
Well, Najara, Callisto, Joxer. Who's the fourth?
Who is the 4th? Come on. Who's the 4th?
Is it Caesar?
Yes.
It is? Okay.
I can't stand Caesar. And I don't like Akemi. Like, she bugs me.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, this isn't the Trista show. It's the Babbling Bards podcast. So, Hudson
Uh-huh.
even though I don't care for the character of Callisto,
Yeah.
she did do a really good job with the part.
She did good playing a crazy person.
She did. Do you like Callisto? Like, the character?
Sometimes.
Sometimes? I can agree with that, because there's sometimes I'm like, hey, okay. I can handle that. And there's other times I'm just like, you stupid, conniving little bitch. You know?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. But, like, I want to talk a little bit about the casting
Okay.
for Callisto. We'll get into Joxer in, like, a minute. Because we know he was played by Ted Raimi.
Yeah.
Hudson, of course, played Callisto. She played it very well.
She did.
The way that she got the part was slightly unorthodox. It was and it wasn't.
Okay.
She was in this big casting call with all these different actresses. And she was, she gave an interview. And she's like, hey, I lose my patience really easily. I feel like things should be done a certain way more often than not. And when they're not done my way, I get irritated. I think that's all of us.
Yeah.
But, most of us tolerate that. But anyway, she's sitting in the room to audition. And there's all these other actresses around her. They're all trying to prepare. And I guess all the producers and everybody was making a lot of racket. A lot of noise. Talking really loudly, paper shuffling. So they weren't able to get into character. So by the time she was called back to audition for R.J. Stewart and Rob Tappert and a couple of the other producers, she was pissed. She's like, I got back there and I was pissed off. She said, and all the producers are talking like you're not there. And I finally just said, what's your name? And introduced herself.
Uh-huh.
And then she said that she read with R.J. Stewart, who was the writer. And when she said that after she finished her audition, they were all just silent and staring at her.
Okay.
And they thanked her for her time and told her the next one could go in. And as she's walking out the door, she hears R.J. Stewart say, she was scary. That was terrifying. She's a weirdo. And Rob Tappert says, well, then she should get the part. That's how she got the part of Callisto. And Lucy Lawless was saying that when she first started on the set, it was really hard to get to know her because she was really, really shy.
Yeah.
She was really shy, kept to herself a lot. So, but I think they did a really good job
In casting her?
her.
Yeah. I think so too.
I do. We also have a trick cat actor in this episode.
Which one's that?
Ian Hughes, the guy that plays Milos. He was also in The Black Wolf.
Oh, the dad. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
The dad. Oh,
the
in this
dad
episode,
of
okay.
The boy that was killed. Yeah.
Yeah. He plays Milos in this episode. He was in the episode The Black Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
And he also played Mac in the episode Send in the Clones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did I just blow your mind?
I was thinking, which one is that?
That's the one where they clone Xena
No,
and
I
Gabrielle
know the episode. But
with Alti.
yeah, no, I know which episode you mean. It must be the hair.
It's because he's wearing a hat. It's because the hat he's wearing and the
Yeah.
frameless glasses. Or the lensless glasses.
Lensless glass.
Yeah. But anyway, we have
Okay.
him in it. You were looking for something, right?
Huh?
Weren't you looking for something? Did
Oh,
you have
no,
a quote from Lucy?
Well, you mentioned that about Lucy saying that Hudson was shy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember reading that too. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, she said it was the first time I met Hudson, and she was very, very shy. I'm thrilled she came to us, but it was difficult to get to know you. Period.
Mm-hmm.
And she also said, but even though I wasn't sure at first if I liked this person, I really respected her acting ability. And when that camera rolled, or during rehearsal, she was there for me every time. She became a very valued member of the family, and I love her. So yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's hard too. I mean, that's a big. I'm not personally a fan of Hudson, like, you know.
Yes, I know.
But I mean, that is a testament to somebody as an actor, because it's hard coming from, which I came from theater,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really hard if you're like having a crap day
Yeah.
to be able to shake that, because the other actors don't deserve all your crap coming at them and you doing a half-assed job just because of how stuff's going. Everybody has a life,
Right.
you know, and most of the time everybody's life isn't good.
Yeah.
But I mean, so that says something that she was able to shake it off. If Lucy Lawless is like, she was there for me every time,
Yeah.
that means, not necessarily on a friend level, but as an actor, as a colleague,
Right.
she gave 100% each time, which is a huge deal in terms of acting. So, yay.
Hey.
Next
Okay.
bit of casting I want to talk about,
Is it Ted Raimi?
it's Ted Raimi as Joxer.
Joxer the Mighty.
Joxer the cat sitting on the bed cleaning his toes. Ted Raimi was not originally going to be cast as Joxer.
Uh-huh.
The part was actually written for Wallace Shawn, who was one of the actors that was on Star Trek Deep Space Nine. He
Okay.
played Lord Nagus.
Oh, I don't
or something
remember.
like that.
It's been so long since I've seen that.
He played Fazzini on The Princess Bride.
I can't see him playing Joxer.
He played one of the teachers on Clueless, like the movie Clueless.
Uh-huh.
The one that was interested in Twink Kaplan's character. Yeah. But he couldn't do it because of scheduling conflicts, and then somebody suggested Sam's brother Ted. Yeah. Ted got the part, and everybody was happy.
Yeah.
And everything was cotton candy and rainbow and happy puppies and kittens.
Was it really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was. So, when we start the episode out, we're in like a chaotic scene.
Right.
We're in a war-torn city. And we see all these guys scrambling around, these soldiers kicking butt.
Yeah. And
Automatically, we think that this is the city that Xena's gonna save
Right.
in the episode.
But it's not.
It's not.
No.
And
Yeah.
we see this little boy.
Little boy.
Cute little boy.
Cute, blonde hair, blue-eyed little boy. Yeah.
And he looks so sad.
Well, yeah.
And then he gets, like, knocked down. Trampled by a horse. We don't know if he's dead or not.
No, because, like, when he's laying there, he's staring at everything that's going on. But then you got...
I also kind of wondered, I was a little confused personally on if this was Milas' son.
Yeah.
That he was trying to avenge.
Probably.
I don't know.
Because, yeah, you're like... Okay.
And the kid's bleeding from the eardrum. Generally not a good sign. That means, yeah, he's more than likely dying or hemorrhaging to death. Or...
Right. So, I don't know. But I'm assuming was Milas's son. Because you don't see any other kids. Do you see any other kids?
Mm-mm.
I didn't see any other kids.
No. But then out comes the blonde bombshell. And she stops Theodorus from killing this old woman.
Right.
And the lady asks,
who she is.
She's like, I'm Xena, the warrior princess.
Yeah.
She's not Xena.
She's not.
She's batshit crazy. But she's not Xena.
Little crazy.
A little?
Yeah.
A little crazy.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then after the theme,
right,
we open up, we're in a tavern.
Yep. And you have Milas sits down, and I guess because he was asking for wine.
Mm-hmm.
Then Xena hands him hers.
Like, you can use it more than I can.
Yeah.
And
then he introduces himself, and then,
she introduces herself.
And then he tries...
He's like, Xena? The warrior princess? She's like, well, some people call me that.
Right.
She gets the, I don't want to brag, but... No.
And so he
lunges at her.
And she just tosses him over.
And you see Gabrielle in the background with her staff like... I'm
ready.
not sure what's happening here, but let's go.
Yeah. And so then he proceeds to tell her that, you killed my son, and this and that, and she's like, well, that's a lie. I didn't do that.
Yeah, he said that the lady that he found on the way home was half dead, and told him that Xena had murdered everybody in the village except for her. And Xena's like, well, that's a lie.
Yeah.
Because usually Xena's just like, takes whatever's dished out.
Yeah.
But Xena also, even when she was evil Xena, she still had a code. She still had a warrior's code. She would never kill women and children.
Right.
And she even says in here, in this episode, the only time that her army was ever responsible for killing women and children was Sura.
Right. That's where you get Callisto from.
That's where you get Callisto from. She should have killed her when she had the chance.
So then they're on their way to Corinth.
Mm-hmm.
And then on their way, don't they meet like a group of people walking? And they're all like, oh, that's Xena. And they got all this.
So, here's the thing.
Yes.
Callisto's blonde.
Uh-huh.
And very much so does not look like Xena. Well, all these people have heard about Xena going through.
Right.
You would think that they wouldn't know who this one was. They didn't have photography back then.
No.
They had people that were like awesome sketch artists.
Yeah.
Back then. But if they had put anything up with Callisto's face on it, and they saw Xena walking by, they wouldn't be like, oh, that's Xena. Look, it's the same one from the Wanted poster. You know?
Yeah.
That kind of bugged me.
Yeah.
A bit.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how did they know?
How did they know? Yeah.
Especially like a chunk of them had probably never seen her before.
Never seen her before, so, I mean, yeah, I don't get that either.
There was a scene cut, for kind of the same reason. There was a scene where she and Gabrielle were supposed to go into a tavern and meet somebody named Actaeon.
Okay.
Who knew Xena back when she was...
Warrior?
No.
Warlord
Xena. And, but the whole running bit in the script was he didn't know she'd reformed. And she'd used that to her advantage, kind of like she did in Immortal Beloved.
Uh-huh.
And they scrapped it because they figured that everybody in Xena's past would have known that she'd reformed by then. It's the whole reason they scrapped it. So, I don't know how I feel about the fact that people recognized her on sight.
Yeah.
Especially if it was Callisto that was running through and terrorizing the cities.
Yeah.
Which I think that's just kind of sloppy planning.
Yeah.
Almost.
Well, you think if she was, impersonating Xena, she would have, dyed her hair black or something.
Gabrielle did.
I know.
That's dedication.
Dyed her hair black, gotten, a knockoff chakram or something.
Meg.
Shamrock. So yeah, I don't get how they recognized her as Xena either.
I don't know. We'll call it a continuity issue.
But anyway, this is where we first see Joxer. Joxer the Mighty
roams through the countryside. He never needs a place to hide.
Gabby has his sidekick
fighting with her little stick. The doorbell's ringing. Huh. We answered the doorbell. Let's get back on with it.
Okay.
You guys got cut from our big surprise at the door. It wasn't really a surprise. No. I ordered something from Amazon. It came. End of story. Yay me.
Okay. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program.
Yes.
Joxer.
The Mighty.
So he
we
thinks...
see him and he's all, Xena! Reminds me of when he in Finn's Femmes and Gems. Me, Attis! It's the same voice.
Yeah.
Xena! He offers his services to her.
And she's just, get lost. She's not interested. And so...
He says, his nickname was Bloody Joxer.
Bloody Joxer. And he's going on and on about how, he's got a thirst for blood and...
He's bathed in blood.
And yeah.
And she tells him, you like the sight of blood so much, keep talking. And then they walk on. And they pass this... Hang on just 1 second, because Liliana's going to start laughing, because every time... So, 48 times they walk by this pitiful-looking tree.
Yeah.
In the New Zealand countryside. It's the one that's, blown all to hell to the right.
Yeah, it's just, hanging there. But, yeah. I was like, they must just go around in circles all the time. Because this tree is always there.
But we have a recycled shot.
Uh-huh. It's an oopsie.
It's an oopsie. Right after they walk off from Joxer.
Uh-huh.
And you have a shot of their back when they're going under this odd tree. Look at Gabrielle. She switches from her Amazon outfit to her peasant outfit from Potadia.
She has her Potadia outfit.
Yeah. Now this shot when they were traveling in oh crap. What episode was that? Right before I think it was actually the Titans when they were walking. There's a scene where they walk by this tree, but it's from a different camera angle.
Okay. So
I'm wondering if this is one of the back shots from that same scene and they didn't use this one.
Uh-huh.
But anyway. But yeah, this poor tree's used 48 times.
Yeah.
Throughout
It pops up a few times.
Especially in the earlier episodes.
Yeah. You would think it would have fallen down. The way it's just, blown over.
It looks like a good, strong breeze is still kicking its butt.
Yeah. And then...
So there's your oopsie to look out for in that shot.
Yeah. Yeah. Gabby in her Potadia peasant outfit.
Yay! Then I don't know, I actually think there's another place where the Potadia outfit's shown, but then we don't see the Potadia outfit again until the episode, Sacrifice, Part 1.
Okay.
Because somebody shows up in the Little House on the Prairie Gabrielle outfit. Then we cut the next scene. We have Milos, who's deciding he's going to attack Xena.
Right.
Who sidesteps him, throws him over her shoulder, and tells him that he's a slow learner.
Yeah. Ties him up to a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Gabrielle makes a, pillow out of a blanket or whatever for his head. It was very considerate of her.
We'll point out something here about Gabrielle, too. Gabrielle is a good judge of character.
Yeah.
Typically.
Mm-hmm.
With everybody except for Craft Star.
Right.
But she's typically a good judge of character. She's really considerate, really forgiving when need be.
Yeah.
Even with Ming Tian.
Yeah.
She wasn't so much a good judge of character with him either.
No, not at all.
But usually, she is.
Yeah.
So, you see the compassion for her and him.
Mm-hmm.
Or with Milos, because, she understands he's in grieving stage.
Right.
And she tells him, I hope you find peace.
Right.
Very caring, compassionate, considerate. Flash forward to the way that she treats Callisto in this episode. Now, this is before everything with Perdiccas. She has no empathy for Callisto.
Mm-hmm.
And later on in the episode, she tells Xena that Callisto's heart's been eaten away by hate.
Right.
That she can't set her free. So this is the very first time that we see Gabrielle with no compassion for someone else.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just wanted to point out the differences between two people that are hating kind of the same way, hating the same person the same way, both from a vengeance standpoint.
All right.
But the way that Gabrielle interacts with both of them is entirely different. So anyhow.
Yep. Then they come upon a village that's
Being
been attacked, right?
And Xena springs into action.
Springs into action. Throws her chakram, and Callisto catches it.
Yes.
Hey, y'all want it? Come and get it.
This is also the first time that we see framework used in a Xena battle sequence. We see framework twice in this episode. We see it when the chakram frames Xena's face.
Oh, okay.
Because you have this clear shot of her face, and it's centered.
Right.
And then we have another framing shot when they're in the jail.
In the jail, yeah.
And Callisto's face is perfectly centered between the bars of the jail in the squares. So anyway.
Okay.
That'll be important later.
Okay.
Like later in the series.
Okay.
So you guys remember that. Every episode I want you guys thinking, hey, is there another framing shot in this episode? Okay?
Okay.
It'll be important, I promise.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright. I'll make a note of that. Framework.
Got
it. I'll forget.
I know.
Anyways. So then Callisto's, what does she say that?
She says, I'm as good as you, and I should be. You made me.
Yeah. And then Xena figures out, that she's the one that shot her with a poison dart.
Yeah.
Yep, that was me. I did it. And
Callisto tells her she wants to revive her reputation as the killer of women and children.
I never killed women and children.
Because that was Xena's code.
Right. But because of what Callisto has been doing, she now has. So she's now got that reputation of killing women and children.
Because Callisto wants to kill her reputation, then she wants to kill Xena.
Right.
Well, she wants to kill her reputation, then kill everything that she loves, and then kill Xena.
Then, yeah. She wants to torture first.
She's just a skank bot. I can't like her. Sometimes I feel bad for her. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah. So, she takes off, and Theodorus?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She puts the pinch on him,
Not Callisto, Xena. Callisto doesn't know how to do the pinch.
No. Xena puts the pinch on Theodorus, gives him the whole 30 seconds, blah, blah, blah. Tell me what you know.
He's struggling.
Yeah. So then he tells her, that her family was killed in Syria, and tells her about her plan to kill the Oracle?
Mm-hmm. Of Delphi.
There you go. She plans to use Xena's chakram to do that.
Because, of course, you want the weapon at the murder scene.
Right. So when it's tomorrow at Apollo's sacrifice. They're going to have a sacrifice?
With pie. Oh, that's Thanksgiving. I'm sorry. I went Buffy for like half a second.
Buffy.
My bad.
Ritual sacrifice with pie.
Thanksgiving. So...
Then we have Milos again.
Who's groveling.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry, I saw everything. Now he wants to join Xena, I guess, going after Callisto, because he wants her dead.
Mm-hmm.
Which, killed his son, so can't blame him for wanting to get some revenge.
Oh, sure you can. Then we cut to Callisto doing her version of, training.
Oh.
It looks like she's training. She's on the ladders.
Uh-huh.
The crazy ladder sequence, which we'll get into in a little bit.
Yeah.
But you see, this massive set that's all ladders.
Right.
And she's training on it.
Yep.
And the guys are, smacking swords at her and trying to sweep her feet out from under her, and she's flipping over it. And
kicking their butts.
And then she finally has had enough of it. She's like, enough!
Yeah.
I'm done!
Yeah.
And she sees Theodorus, and she waves the guys off.
Yeah.
And she's like, she put her touch on you?
Yeah.
And he's like, yep.
She did everything
right away.
Just like you
Did
said.
everything just like you said she would.
Yeah. So, she already knew that. She was going to do all that.
Yeah.
She knew she'd put the pinch on him and, ask him who she was and what she's going to do and her plan and everything.
Because Callisto has been obsessed with Xena.
Right.
Ever since her family was killed.
Mm-hmm.
When you obsess over something,
yeah,
you study it inside and out.
Right.
So she would have studied every move, every fighting style of old Xena and new Xena.
Right. And then we have Joxer.
Who's been spurned by Xena and Gabrielle because they won't let him join.
No. So now he wants to join with Callisto.
And they laugh at him because,
They laugh because he's got a pasta strainer for armor.
got a pasta strainer for a shirt.
Which is actually a pasta strainer, just smashed.
Made in Korea.
Made in Korea.
Yeah. If you look at Joxer's hand pounded pasta strainer,
It says
armor,
made in Korea.
it says made in Korea on it. So you guys keep an eyeball.
So yeah, it really is a pasta strainer.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yes. Whatever works.
It's steel.
Yeah, whatever works.
Stainless steel, it won't rust.
Yeah. So now he's wanting to prove himself so that Callisto will let him join her little army. So she tells him
She's got this friend.
Xena's got this friend, but he says, the irritating blonde?
Irritating little blonde. And he is the first person to insult Gabrielle's character by calling her an irritating blonde. Meg does it. Ares does it.
Uh-huh.
Is it Callisto that does it? No. I don't think it's
so.
Callisto. It's... Oh my god, who is it? I know it's Ares, Meg, Caesar, and Callisto. Yeah, it is Callisto.
Okay.
Yeah. Ares, Meg, Caesar, Callisto. That's right.
Okay.
I was right. How dare you make me second guess myself?
I did, and you second guessed your own self.
Shh. You put doubt in my mind.
I did not. You did it yourself. Yes, you did.
Shame on you. Okay. So, Callisto's like, yeah, her name's Gabrielle.
Yeah.
No, the irritating blonde has a name.
So she wants him to capture her and bring her back.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Not kill her, just capture.
Capture her and bring her back. And then, after he leaves, she's all like, oh, maybe
Who knows? Maybe he will get her.
Maybe he'll be able to capture the brat. I don't think she was really planning on letting him join.
She's probably going to kill him after he captured her.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe he should have captured.
He tried.
I know. Maybe he should have. Maybe then Callisto would have killed him. They only cut to the campfire.
The campfire scene. Yes. With Gabrielle, Xena, and Milos. Milos?
Milos. Yes. And during this campfire scene, you have, again, Gabrielle being compassionate. This is not a... I'm gonna point out something here.
Okay.
At this point, the writers were focusing on Xena and Gabrielle's relationship.
Uh-huh.
They were not focused on giving them flavors of the week at this point.
Okay.
That's important.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Because when this scene's going on, Milos would be an ideal candidate to be Gabrielle's flavor of the week for this episode. Especially considering the amount of compassion and care that she's showing him.
Uh-huh.
Because he's broken.
Yeah.
And Gabrielle has a tendency to try and fix broken things. Or broken people.
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But be that as it may, there is not another flavor of the week given until Perdiccas pops out of the middle of nowhere in Return of Callisto because the ratings were starting to deplete. That's
ridiculous.
Because people were honing in on, hey, there's a little too much gay in this TV series. We need to tone it down a little bit. So
that's ridiculous.
we don't have another flavor of the week till Return of Callisto.
Uh-huh.
So I wanted to point that out.
Okay.
But now you notice Gabrielle's different interaction with the males that come into contact with her and Xena. Mm-hmm. It's very, very much so platonic.
Right.
And that's intentional. So she asked Milos when he last slept.
The night he buried his son.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that sucks.
Mm-hmm. And she tries to encourage him to lay down.
Right.
And try and sleep. And she tells him, maybe you'll drift off. And he's like, I don't want to drift off.
No.
I'm not trying to run away from the pain. I want to satisfy it.
Yeah, and the only way that he can do that is with Callisto's blood.
Mm-hmm.
And he's pretty much, you'd feel the same way if you lost what I did.
Which is foreshadowing for Return of Callisto. Mm-hmm. When Perdiccas is killed.
Right.
Which we'll get into that when we get to that episode.
Okay.
Because, yeah. I got a whole spiel for that one.
Do you?
I do.
Okay. So then Gabrielle asks...
She goes up to Xena.
Xena asks her, about Sarah, about what happened.
This is our subtext in the episode.
Take it away.
No, take it away, Lily.
You're the subtexter.
You subtext it.
Oh, no. That's you. That's all you. But then Xena goes on and tells her about, what happened in Sarah. And This is where she says that, that was the one time that her army was responsible for killing women and children.
Mm-hmm.
Just tells her about how she doesn't know how the fire started or something, but it just swept over the...
She said she didn't know if it was her men or if it was an accident.
That's
or
right.
What.
That's right. And it just...
Swept over the whole village.
Swept over everything, yeah. She said that there was only a handful of survivors, and obviously Callisto was one of them.
Mm-hmm. And then Gabrielle tells her, she'll do anything for revenge.
Yeah.
And Xena's like...
Don't blame her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gabrielle's like, I do. When's all this gonna end? And then she, gestures to Milas, who she's clearly more compassionate towards than she is Callisto. Even just in this segment.
Yeah.
She's like, he's a good man, but his hate's turned him into an obsessed killer.
Yeah. He's overcome by hate. But yeah, and he just wants revenge.
Yeah. And then Gabrielle, because Gabrielle hasn't lost her blood innocence at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the blood innocence is first brought up in Dreamworker.
Right.
But it's actually a huge storyline for Gabrielle's arc.
Right.
So she's still very simple-minded in, right is right, wrong is wrong. Mm-hmm. Everything's black and white.
Right.
For her character.
There's no gray there for her.
No, and like Xena, when she tells him, because she tells Xena, because in her mind it's like, somebody just has to say no.
Yeah.
To the lust for revenge, and Xena's like, that's hard to do.
Yeah. It's not that easy. Yeah.
And Gabrielle's like, well, you did,
Uh-huh. And Xena's like, well, I was lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Because she saw what she became, and then she was able to turn that around.
But then she goes on to say, this is where we see, like, we don't have very many monologues from Lucy Lawless. Because Xena's a stoic character.
Uh-huh.
But we really see when she's telling about Sura and when she's having this conversation with Gabrielle, how skilled Lucy Lawless is at monologues.
Okay.
When she's telling about Sura, she's like the best bard at the campfire. She is! But this is when, she gives it's a popular Xena quote for this episode. She tells Gabrielle, she's like, if something were to happen to Mother or Hercules and then she pauses and she's like, are you?
Right.
I just might do the same.
Yeah.
And then Gabrielle's like, no.
You promised me you're not going to go all monster.
And this is where our subtext is. Mm-hmm. Is because Gabrielle catches the meaning in Xena's words. Mm-hmm. And you can watch Gabrielle hone in on that Xena put her in there.
Right.
And she steps up because at this point, Hercules is a thing of the past for Xena. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean she doesn't still love him as a buddy.
Right.
As a friend. Because, she clearly does. He brings Eve a toy. And God-fearing child. So, they're still close. They may not be a thing. But you're still a buddy. Like, I would, if anything happened to my best friend, I would go on a rampage. I know I would.
Yeah.
But it's like, it would be an entirely different rampage if anything happened with Liliana, too. Yeah. I would torture and kill if it was Liliana. I'd just kill if it was my best friend. But yeah, Gabrielle hones in very much so on the tone that Xena... You can even listen to the tone in Xena's voice when she says, or you. Yeah. Because it's different. She puts intonation entirely differently on you than she does Mother or Hercules. Mm-hmm. Right. And Gabrielle's like, no. You promise me?
Yeah.
If anything happens to me, you will not become a monster.
Right. She also says that there's only one way to end the cycle of hatred.
And it's love.
It's love.
It's love, Liliana.
Love and forgiveness. Yes. That's what she said. It's love and forgiveness.
But she very pointedly says love.
Yeah.
To Xena. And then Xena, because it's getting heavy, like the conversation's getting heavy, she grabs Gabrielle's head and she hugs her and she's like, don't you go changing, Gabrielle, like you just the way you are.
Go get some sleep.
And Gabrielle's like, no, you promised me.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I promise.
But she doesn't keep her promise.
No.
She doesn't, because when she thinks something's happened to Gabrielle in Sacrifice 2, she kills Callisto.
Yeah.
She may not go batshit crazy with killing.
Yeah.
But she looks Callisto dead in the eye and just guts her.
But she had it coming.
She did. But Xena only did it because her heart was hurting beyond words. Okay.
Anyways. Moving on.
Yes. Before we nerd out on you guys.
Oh, jeez. Now we're at the not festival thing. It's not a festival, though.
It's the sacrifice to Apollo.
The Apollo.
We're in the temple.
Yeah. We're outside of the temple. It's outside.
Yeah, the first shot is.
Yeah.
So
okay,
then this is where I started laughing when we were watching the episode. Trista took, 5 years of Latin.
I was like, why are you laughing? What's so funny?
I'm like, they're saying time, but they're just saying all the Latin conjugations of the word time are actually hour.
Yeah.
But, I just, busted up laughing. I'm like, I would have expected it to be something more significant than just, it is the hour, it was the hour, they have seen the hour, we have seen the hour has come, the hour will come. I was that's wow. Yeah. I was like, and then I just, busted out laughing, Lillian. It's like, what?
What did I miss? That's where they're saying that, or chanting? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what they're saying. But apparently that's what they're saying. Now you know.
So enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Okay. So they decide they're going to spread out and look for Callisto.
And then we have Gabrielle
walking through the alleyways of Delphi.
And then here comes
Joxer,
who throws a net over her from behind, and then he just gets the crap beat out of him.
By Gabrielle. She kicks the crap out of him. She's like, are you crazy? Stay down.
Don't you like his little tiny 1-inch, I don't even know what you call that.
It's supposed to be a dagger.
That's not a dagger.
It's like a
yeah, I wouldn't even call that a mini dagger, but...
That was actually Ted Raimi's joke.
Yeah.
Ted Raimi was like, hey, it would be freaking hilarious if Joxer, the mighty, decides he's going to pull out this itty-bitty teeny tiny dagger.
Teeny tiny
little thing. It took him 10 takes to get the episodes, or to get the shot right.
Right.
So they almost scrapped it.
Yeah.
Because there was little to no communication with the prop department.
So, she knocks that out, and then he pulls out his crossbow.
Which is made of balsa wood.
Okay.
So, that thin... You remember, back in school when you had to make the cars out of balsa wood, and they were... Yeah.
Okay.
My middle school year, we had to build balsa wood cars.
Okay.
And, it's crap material. The same deal as they use for, the little wooden planes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about? The little wooden planes that...
Yeah.
That you can fly?
Yeah.
It's the same stuff. It's not very strong, but the crossbow's balsa wood. Of course it's going to crumble.
You broke my crossbow!
And then she broke his nose!
Yeah.
But he hates it when that happens.
Yeah. So yeah, he's just getting his butt handed to him.
Yeah.
By Gabrielle.
And then we got the horse chase. There's a few oopsies in the horse chase. Break it on down, Liliana, because you pointed this one out when we were watching.
Oh, when Xena takes off to go chase after Callisto after she's tried to throw the chakram into the head of the Delphi. Mm-hmm. Delphi.
The Oracle.
The Oracle. There you go.
Not the Delphi. The Delphi's the city.
Yeah, that. That's what I meant.
I know.
But anyway,
Liliana needs...
When she takes off, you can see that she does not have her sword on her.
No.
But then, the next scene, where they're on the sand, the beach, is it the beach? You can see that Xena now has her sword again. It's a disappearing, reappearing sword.
Yay! Also, the ladies, if you watch on the close-up shots, generally speaking, when you are riding a horse, you see the mane flying up. There is no mane on the horse flying up. That is because they used hobby horses. and put the actresses each on hobby horses and were jostling them up and down
Oh.
to make it look like a more realistic, action-packed shot. They did the same thing with Gabrielle.
With Gabrielle,
of
yeah.
episodes.
There's like behind the scenes pictures of that. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, but her hobby horse, there were like four guys
Four
underneath
guys.
it,
Yeah.
jostling it. They had them on like mechanical hobby horses.
Yeah.
The New Zealand version of the mechanical bull. Get yours now.
And she catches up to Callisto, jumps, they tumble down.
She
the
ties
sand,
Callisto up,
ties her up,
puts her on Argo.
and Callisto's right there, keeps kicking Argo so, she could take off, but
And Xena's
Xena's
like,
all like,
Argo's not gonna obey you.
not gonna
and if
listen
you
to
don't
you."
stop kicking her, I'll break your ankles.
break your ankles.
And they have a heart-to-heart. Xena's like, what happened to you was terrible. I'm
Right.
sorry. And then Callisto spits on her.
Right.
She's like, that's what I think of your apology. And then Gabrielle comes running
Gabrielle
up.
pops in.
Yeah. And she tells Xena, Milos has gone crazy.
Yeah.
It's like he's organizing
Lynch
a
mob.
lynch mob.
Lynch
That's
mob.
right.
Yeah.
And Callisto's like, well, I'm not afraid to die.
Yeah. She's pretty much, go ahead, hand me over to them.
Yeah. Well, she turns it on Xena, and she's like, how do you feel about seeing your creation killed? Or executed without a fair trial?
Uh-huh.
And Xena gets this, like, far-off look in
Yeah.
her face, and Gabrielle recognizes it. She's like, look, don't listen to her.
Yeah.
What did she say?
You can't torture yourself over what she's become.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And Callisto goes off, no, of course not, She's like, it's not her fault at all. And then she goes on talking about how she hears her mother screaming in her dreams every night. And then she asks Xena if she sleeps well. And Xena's like, no, I don't.
No.
Because Xena does still torture herself over.
And then Xena gets this moment where, she's all like, considering letting her go.
Mm-hmm. If I let you go, what'll you do?
Oh, you had to ask. So she pretty much says that, she'll hunt down her family and her friends and kill everyone one by one, and
She says she'd kill everything that she loved.
yeah.
Like, starting with your reputation,
Right.
then
Family, friends.
even your horse.
Even your horse. And
that's when Xena stops, like, bitch!
Yeah. You don't mess with Argo. She's like, no. Yeah, so.
So when she says, she brings up Argo, and then it's all of a sudden Xena's like, okay. I think we might need to back up for a second.
Okay.
Because before Callisto tells her what she'll do,
Uh-huh.
Gabrielle again pops up and she's like, no. She's like, you can't do that because her heart's been poisoned by hate.
Right.
Her heart's been eaten away by hatred.
Uh-huh.
So again, you see
Yeah.
lack of compassion from Gabrielle to Callisto.
Right, because Xena was all like, well, I changed, maybe she can too.
Yeah.
But Gabrielle recognizes that. She's not gonna change.
Yeah.
Because she's just full of hatred.
Yeah.
And revenge, and, yeah. Vengeance.
But
So, yeah.
I keep pointing that out because it's going to be important in a different episode.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright.
So then they get back to the village.
Yeah, because Callisto's told them, take me to the mob.
Mm-hmm.
And then Milos and the village, he's like, hey, Xena, good job.
Yeah, hand her over.
Xena's like, I'm taking her to the jail. She's going to get a fair trial.
Yeah.
Which is all well and good
Yeah.
until Callisto starts taunting Xena.
Mm-hmm.
Again, awesome framing.
Yeah.
Good framework in the scene.
Yeah.
With Hudson Lake's face being between the squares.
Yeah. And then Milos
Milos is in a
What's
different
it?
episode.
I was gonna say, isn't there a Milos in another episode? Okay. They all sound alike. Anyways, Milos grabs a torch, tosses it into the jail cell where she's at. And man, that fire spread quick.
It's because there was straw all over the floor.
Uh-huh. But still, it spread quick. But anyway, so she What's the comment Callisto makes? Oh, look, I'm gonna die just like my family. Or burn just like my family. What did she say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna burn just like my family, but I won't scream like my sister.
Uh-huh.
Because she's still trying to dig at Xena.
Right.
And Xena, of course, can't let her die.
Yeah.
So she grabs the jailer's keys, opens the door, and Callisto has freed herself from her chains.
Right.
And she knocks Xena down. And then she locks Xena in the cell.
Tosses the keys.
Mm-hmm.
Takes off.
Xena looks around. Oh god, place is on fire. What's my logical escape route? Not to talk to the jailer sitting at the table and say, hey, get me out of here. No, let's jump through the thatch roof.
Right.
Because that's Xena style.
Run up the wall and somehow, yeah.
The wall didn't shake this time.
No.
They're getting better.
Oh, yeah. So then you have Milos, who's feeling, I guess, guilty for not listening to Gabrielle.
Because he gets smacked by Callisto, like, right when she comes out of the jail.
And Callisto grabs Gabrielle on her way out and takes off with her. So, what was it that Milos said that Gabrielle had said that, someone innocent ends up getting hurt? Isn't that what he said?
Yeah.
Something like that.
And Xena's like, where is Gabrielle? And then Xena goes...
Yeah.
Xena.
Right.
And then she tells him... Or he tells her Callisto captured Gabrielle.
Yeah.
On her way out of town. And then I've betrayed everything I ever believed in. I mean, he's so stuck on himself. Gabrielle's life's in danger.
Yeah.
I mean, who cares much about Joxer? But Gabrielle's life's in danger. And he's worried about himself. And Xena tells him, people like us should listen to people like Gabrielle.
Right, and then she takes off.
Because again, we talked in the last episode how much you can see that that their relationship's developed enough so that you can start seeing in the episode exactly how much each of them mean to each other. Last week was Gabrielle's turn. This week it's Xena's turn. Yeah. And then we cut to Joxer, who's shown up, broken nose and all. And
we're at Callisto's little camp, not really camp, hideout, whatever. Her place.
Callisto's clubhouse.
We're at Callisto's clubhouse. There you go. Grab a ladder and let's play.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So Joxer's getting shoved around by Theodorus. Callisto's irritated. She's like, what do you want?
Yeah.
I told you what you needed to do to get in, and you didn't. And Joxer's like, see the girl? And Callisto's like, I got the girl.
Yeah, and Gabrielle's strung up. She's hanging.
And Joxer's like, well, I softened her up for you.
Yeah.
Callisto's like, yeah, what'd you hit her with? Your nose?
Right. And so she gives him another chance to prove himself. All he's got to do is slit her throat. Gabrielle's. He can't do it.
Pierce the skin under the chin.
Right.
And make a hole. Going this way.
He can't do it.
No, and Gabrielle looks more afraid of Joxer. More scared that Joxer's gonna be the one to slit her throat.
Right.
Because Joxer is a very weak-minded individual. Especially this early on. When he develops a sense of loyalty, I mean, he's loyal.
Yeah.
But right now, he doesn't really know who he is or where he fits in or anything like that. So he's got the notion that he needs to prove himself. Well, people like that, you don't know what they're going to do.
No.
So she looks terrified.
Yeah.
That Joxer's going to kill her.
But he doesn't.
And he's like, I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Can't do it.
So,
just as I thought, man's backbone is mush.
Yeah. And then you'll notice when Callisto comes at Gabrielle with a knife.
Yeah.
Like, she's gonna slit her throat. Gabrielle doesn't look scared of her, like, at all. She's just like, oh, please. Just...
Yeah.
And that's actually been pitched around as a little bit of subtext.
Okay.
Not between Callisto and Gabrielle.
Yeah.
Don't panic.
Yeah. So how?
Because the fact that she looks terrified that Joxer's gonna kill her, but because Callisto could use Gabrielle as leverage to hurt Xena.
Yeah.
In order to stop Xena from being hurt, Gabrielle puts on a brave face in front of Callisto. That way, it's less leverage she has against Xena.
Okay.
It's sketchy at best. There's only like 9 people that have pitched it that way. But they're all in agreement, so I'll throw it out there.
Then we have Xena coming in.
Yes.
Xena comes in, hops off Argo, and Argo just walks
Trots
off
off.
like, okay, I'll go here. You do your thing, I'll go do my thing.
I need to find the little mare's room.
So yeah. And then we have
The big fight.
The ladder fight. 150 cameras.
150
used.
cameras, 40 different angles,
9 days
9
shooting.
days to shoot. And 9 days was just the second crew unit. That's not counting the first unit crew that shot for the 4 days ahead of that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
For this massive fight scene, it was the most complicated fight scene to film on television at that time.
That's... wow.
Because it wasn't green screened.
No.
None of it was green screened.
No.
It was really mostly the main actors.
Yeah.
Because
they did.
I think there was only one instance that a stunt double was used for Lucy Lawless's part.
Yeah.
And I think Hudson Like had 3 instances, maybe?
I don't know.
With the stunt actors?
Yeah.
No, I know there wasn't much stunt double work at all.
No.
Like, it was all really carefully choreographed and everything. And it's in my opinion, it's one of the coolest fight scenes in a Xena episode.
It is. I mean, and Lucy had
Do you
said...
have a Lucy take on it?
Yeah. On the battle scene with the ladder, she said, I did quite a bit, really. We were both on the ladders. Of course, they're rigged at the bottom, so they're pretty safe, and I fortunately did not have to go up in the dreaded harness, as every actor dreads because they hurt like crazy. We had a big long ladder on a teeter-totter, an industrial strength teeter-totter, and she and I did that just using our balance. And she also said that there would have been nets underneath. So, they take all precautions. I don't think we felt threatened. And Hudson's really good too. Not that she's athletic, but she's like a cat. She's got an amazing kick, and she's very flexible and quick. She's really fast, so she keeps me on my metal. Metal?
Yeah, on her metal.
Metal?
Yeah. On her toes.
On her toes.
Yeah.
So yeah. So they pretty much did it all.
Yeah. It's even cooler when you know that the actors did a chunk of it themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they were really... the crew of Xena... After the Hercules episode that Xena was on, that's when they started using stunt doubles for guest stars. Because Lucy accidentally hurt Kevin Sorbo when they were filming, when they were fighting. Not that he didn't deserve it.
That's okay.
I think that Lucy Lawless is prophetic, and she saw, like, the clusterfuck that Kevin Sorbo is now. So she was just smacking him ahead of time for future owies. But anyway, she...
Prophetic. It sounded like you said
Prophetic.
pathetic.
No. Prophetic.
Okay. Yeah.
But they started using doubles because they didn't want any of their actors getting hurt. And the one time that they should have used a stunt coordinator was when Lucy was clonked in the back of the head in the episode The Black Wolf.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But they didn't because they were like, oh, it's just a hand shot. It'll be okay.
Right.
Bonk. Bonk. But anyway, so it's, probably because they were far enough away from each other, there wasn't a lot of hand-to-hand.
Yeah.
For them to get hurt, but could you?
Yeah.
But anyway.
So yeah. So Xena saves the day.
Yay!
Saves Gabrielle, saves Joxer.
Leaves Callisto hanging out.
Yeah.
And then she pulls her down. Well, the rope burns. Callisto falls. Xena catches the rope.
Her.
And Callisto's pissed off because she doesn't get to die.
Right. Gabrielle said that she's glad that she saved Callisto, and Xena's all like, it's the right thing to do. And then Callisto's all like, oh, the right thing to do, that's what you think. And that's it. Dun dun dun. Oh,
we have a disclaimer.
Which scene was it that we caught Lucy dropping her accent? What was it? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah, it was the campfire scene.
Campfire scene, yeah.
Yeah, if you'll listen when Xena and Gabrielle are having a heart-to-heart, when Xena's talking about Sarah,
I forgot what she said.
Lucy Lawless drops her Americanized accent.
Yeah.
She goes Kiwi. Like, it's really subtle.
Yeah. You have to, like, be paying attention or you'll miss it.
she says the word, when she says it was just another village to conquer, nothing out of the ordinary.
Ordinary, that's
the
what
word
it is.
ordinary.
Yeah.
She drops.
Yeah.
Like, so. Anyway,
Yeah.
you guys keep out an ear for that too.
You gotta pay attention, and yeah. So yeah, disclaimer.
So for those of you that are rewatching with us, I want to know how many of you, like, right now, go back and rewind to that spot on the episode
To catch that. She says ordinary.
Leave it in the comments.
Now, go. We'll wait. Go on.
We'll give you the disclaimer while we're waiting.
Disclaimer. Go for it.
Joxer's nose was not harmed during the production of this motion picture. However, his crossbow was severely damaged.
Because Gabrielle broke it.
Gabrielle broke it. Poor Joxer.
It's okay. He's got a pasta strainer.
He does. And a mad soup recipe.
Oh, do you want Joxer soup recipe?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants that.
Oh. You guys, don't forget to send us your questions.
Yes, for our season 1 wrap-up, we got 2 episodes left. Death Mask, and Is There a Doctor in the House?
I like Is There a Doctor in the
So do
House?
I.
It's one of my favorites.
So do I. So yeah, send us your questions. We're still waiting. We got some already.
We got some pretty good ones.
Yeah. But
But
we would like to get more. So,
right?
come on. Throw them at us.
Bring it.
Do it.
Bring it. If you guys can't think of something, like, deep to ask us about the show, or if you guys don't just have questions, try and stump me. Liliana was trying to stump me last night with trivia. It was pretty funny.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's trying to get her to connect certain people to Xena, and it's ridiculous. She was able to connect Gloria Estefan to Xena. Now, you would think that that's impossible. I mean, Gloria Estefan. How are you going to connect that to Xena? Would you like to tell them how you connected that to Xena?
No.
No? It's ridiculous. Go ahead, do it.
No.
No?
Maybe we'll play a game like that one day. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. We can do that. But yeah, it's crazy. I don't know how you do that.
There's no fun in it if I've already done it.
I don't know how you do that.
And it's not a challenge if I've already done it.
I mean, just naming off. 'Cause I think we had the Netflix up and, what is that, House of Cards, whatever. I'm all like, well, how about this person?
Oh, Robin Wright. Liliana was like, hey,
Connect this person to Xena.
Connect this person to Xena. And I was like,
she did.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh my god. Well, okay. How about this person, this person, this. It's ridiculous.
Like for Robin Wright was simple. Gloria Estefan was tricky. It was a longer explanation.
Yeah.
But Robin Wright, it was like, she played Princess Buttercup on The Princess Bride. She was in The Princess Bride with Carrie Elwes. Carrie Elwes was in the movie The Crush with Alicia Silverstone and Amber Benson. Amber Benson was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer with Sarah Michelle Gellar, who was in Cruel Intentions with Selma Blair, who was in the episode Life's Blood of Xena Warrior Princess.
Right.
Wow. Anyway, send us your questions.
So yeah.
By 10/11.
10/11.
October 11th.
So
Make sure that we have them in by around noon. We'll probably start recording about noon, right before the kiddos get out of school.
Alrighty. So yeah, I mean, if you don't have any questions, then, try your hand at stumping Trista.
Can't be done.
So yeah, you can try. I don't know how successful you'll be, but you can try.
No, it probably can be done. These guys are like, they're like Xena people. They're probably more educated in the ways of the warrior princess than I am, because I'm a newbie.
Yeah?
I still consider myself a newbie.
Yeah, but you know a lot, though.
That's only because I have photographic memory.
I know. It's ridiculous.
And if you guys have already sent questions, you can send more. I mean, we don't limit you guys at one question per person.
Right.
So send us as many as you want.
Yeah. Do it.
Just try and keep it in or around season 1 or about the series in general.
Yeah.
Because we'll do a wrap-up every season.
For each season.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But anyway, we look forward to your questions.
Yep.
Tell us what we could do better. If there's anything. I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
We're new at this, but we've been humans I've been a human for 31 years. So, I'm sure there's something that can be improved upon. Anyway.
So, yeah.
Till next time, you guys.
Happy chakrams!
Happy chakrams!
Yay!
Battle on, XENITES!
Bye!